Now, sports with Garrett Brown.
Well, the Western Slope features talented athletes all over. Some of them take their talents to compete in multiple kinds of sports, using skill sets from one competition to use in the other. For one local standout wrestler, he takes his talents from the wrestling mats to the rodeo arenas.
Athlete of the Week, sponsored by the law office of Chadwick McGrady.
The Western Slope is full of talented multi-sport athletes. Sometimes those sports are related, sometimes they might not be. For Gage, Chelewski, when you break it down, he does two things very well. Wrestle people to the ground as a standout with the Fruita Monument wrestling team, but other times he can be found wrestling steers to the ground.
I've just started bulldogging about 2 years ago, and last year I placed 4th at state. This year I'm number 1 right now in Colorado. I've also placed 3rd the last 2 years at wrestling state. Give my strength to my wrestling coach Arnie for making me work out all the time, and my bulldogging coach Cole for always telling me what I'm doing wrong and push me through everything.
Chelewski describes steer wrestling, which is ultimately a very complicated sport when you look at it, as rather simple if you ask him.
And basically, you jump off a perfectly good steer to jump, or a horse to jump onto a steer, and you throw it down, and fastest time wins.
And it's a sport Chelewski's been working at for a very long time.
Well, the first time I tried it, I ran by 2, and then I was in 8th grade, so wasn't really very excited for it. And then 2 years ago, I went to a steer wrestling camp, and I jumped off my first one. And then after that, you basically just go after that. It's fun, exciting, adrenaline rush.
Despite facing the fears of dealing with large animals that could do some serious damage if something were to go wrong.
Yeah, it's just, once you get it out of the way, it's just, you don't think and just jump right there. Just pay attention to the steer.
But Chelewski is also a lifelong wrestler, like we mentioned. So after wrestling people to the ground to start, that begs the question.
What's a 500-pound steer? I mean, it's a little different, definitely different style, different methods, but steer wrestling gives you the good mental mentality that you can do anything and go throw some kids.
We'll have an extended version of this week's Athlete of the Week coming up tonight on the 10. And if you have a local athlete or team you would like to see possibly featured on a future edition of Athlete of the Week, well, you can find out how to submit that on the article for this story when it's up, or any of the previous Athletes of the Week on our app or website. But for now, that'll do it for your look at sports. We'll be right back.